The JonBenét Ramsey case, one of the most haunting unsolved mysteries in modern history, may finally be closer to closure. Over 28 years after the tragic death of the 6-year-old beauty queen, shocking new evidence has emerged that could solve the case once and for all. With groundbreaking DNA technology, investigators are now on the verge of unraveling the truth. But here's the twist: the truth isn't what anyone hoped for. What really happened that night, and why is it being revealed only now? The world was left in shock when 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey was found dead in her family's Colorado home on December 26, 1996. Her body was discovered in the basement, with a garrote tied around her neck and a fractured skull. To make the tragedy even more chilling, a ransom note was left behind demanding $118,000 for her return, yet her body was right there in the house all along. The disturbing scene quickly turned into one of the most perplexing mysteries of the century. For years, the investigation was clouded by suspicion, with eyes quickly turning to the Ramsey family. The bizarre ransom note, the lack of forced entry, and the family's actions after the discovery of JonBenét's body sparked wild speculation. The media amplified these theories, casting a shadow of guilt over the parents, especially her father, John Ramsay, who was seen carrying her body upstairs in tears. But was he guilty, or was he simply a father crushed by unimaginable loss? Despite the mounting theories, the case remained unsolved, and investigators struggled to piece together the truth. But just when it seemed like the answers would remain elusive, a breakthrough was about to shake everything we thought we knew. Fast forward to 2003, when investigators discovered a breakthrough. Mixed male DNA found on JonBenét's underwear didn't match any member of the Ramsey family. This discovery opened new possibilities, as it suggested that someone else had been involved in the crime. But it wasn't until the rise of cutting-edge DNA technology that hope for a resolution was truly reignited. Modern forensic techniques, including genetic genealogy, have made it possible to extract usable DNA from old samples once thought to be too degraded to analyze. The possibility of solving the case seemed within reach, yet the question remained: why hadn't the authorities acted on this new technology sooner? And would they finally do so before the trail went cold again? For years, the spotlight was intensely focused on JonBenét Ramsey's family, especially her parents, John and Patsy Ramsey. The media frenzy painted them as prime suspects, with countless speculations about their involvement in their daughter's tragic death. The police, too, appeared fixated on the family, partly because of the strange ransom note that seemed to contain personal details, including a reference to John Ramsey's recent bonus. This led to the theory that the crime might have been an inside job, perhaps a twisted family tragedy. But as the years went by and more evidence came to light, the case began to take a different turn. In 2008, DNA analysis on the forensic evidence found at the crime scene exonerated the Ramsey family, and new discoveries suggested that someone else was involved. Despite the earlier missteps by the police, modern forensic technology was finally able to identify male DNA that didn't match any of the Ramsey family members, pointing to an intruder. This new evidence painted a drastically different picture, one where the real killer was still out there, and the Ramseys had been wrongly accused. Yet, the investigation remained at a standstill for years, as police continued to focus on the family, ignoring other potential suspects. With new evidence now in hand, the question became: would this new DNA technology be enough to break the case wide open, or had the opportunity been missed? As the years passed, JonBenét's father, John Ramsay, became one of the most vocal advocates for the case to be solved. Despite the family's exoneration, John continued to insist that crucial evidence was still being overlooked, urging law enforcement to retest key items with the latest forensic techniques. His determination to seek justice for his daughter never wavered, even as life moved on. In fact, John's pursuit for answers became more focused as time passed, especially after the death of his wife Patsy, in 2006. As the investigation gained momentum, it seemed like the authorities were finally willing to take the necessary steps to move the case forward. But would it be enough? Could the final piece of the puzzle be uncovered before it was too late? For nearly 3 decades, Burke Ramsey remained silent about the tragic death of his sister, JonBenet. But in 2016, after years of media speculation and scrutiny, Burke finally broke his silence. He participated in a high-profile interview with Dr. Phil, marking the first time he publicly addressed the case. In the interview, Burke denied any involvement in his sister's death, firmly rejecting the media's portrayal of him as a potential suspect. He explained that his nervous demeanor during police questioning had been misinterpreted as guilt, His discomfort was simply a reaction to the overwhelming situation he was thrust into as a child. Despite the media frenzy that painted him as a possible suspect, Burke has always maintained that he had no role in his sister's death. Instead, he believes that an outsider, perhaps someone obsessed with JonBenet's pageant career, was responsible for the murder. His theory points to a potential intruder, someone who entered the Ramsay home and carried out the crime. Burke's public statements, combined with the new DNA evidence, have shifted the narrative, suggesting that the real killer might have been someone entirely outside the family. With Burke's voice now added to the mix, the case took on a new layer of complexity. As the investigation moved forward, his involvement in helping steer attention away from his family and towards the truth seemed like a pivotal step toward resolving the mystery. But is this the final breakthrough that will bring closure to a case that has haunted the world for nearly 3 decades? As the JonBenét Ramsey case inches closer to resolution, the chilling question remains: will the truth ever truly come to light? With all the new DNA evidence and forensic advancements, it seems like justice is within reach. But as more revelations emerge, there are still so many unanswered questions. Could someone in the family have been wrongfully accused? Was there a hidden predator lurking in the shadows? And will the authorities finally act decisively to bring closure? The case that has baffled the world for over 28 years may finally be cracked, but only time will tell. What do you think? Is justice about to be served, or are there more twists yet to come? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this evolving case.